First, you were in the presidency, right?
Yes, I started my career in the public service in the presidency.
Yeah. Now moving to Sanral, when did that move happen?
Well, I moved to Sanral beginning of February this year.
Yeah.
That's after I had been with GCIS.
Okay, so what was the reason for the move?
Well, I was basically asked to go and help with the communication at Sanral.
Yeah.
And I took up the challenge.
You're not the reason prices have changed.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Just talk a little bit. So the new price determination is that for motorcycles, it's now 18 cents from what was previously 30 cents.
It was, yes, it was 30 cents.
Yeah.
And now it's come down to 18 cents.
Yeah.
And for light motor vehicles, it used to be about 50 cents. It's come down to 30 cents. After a lot of public representations, government felt that it had to ease the burden on motorists, as it were.
But motorists want it scrapped completely. They don't want to have a burden that is eased. They want government to find money elsewhere to pay for this.
Well, they say that everybody wants to live at the expense of the state.
Yeah.
And they forget that the state lives at the expense of everyone.
Yeah.
The state has no money. It's you and me who have the money. The state administers it on our behalf.
So this 30 cents from, what was it, from 18 cents to 30 cents to 18 cents,
yes.
Where's that 12 cents coming from now?
Well, Treasury has pumped in about 5.7 billion rands, and that's what has made the difference.
Yeah.
And the period of repaying the debt that we raised when we built these roads has also been elongated, and that's what makes the tariffs affordable.
Yeah, just in terms of the appeal that has been granted to the opposition to urban tolling, are you as Sanral concerned about that?
No, we are not, Vuyo. We believe that a different court, a higher court, will come to the same conclusion that Judge Foster in Pretoria came to. We are not at all concerned because even prior to that judgment, the Constitutional Court has actually ruled that policy determination is within the purview of the executive. How the infrastructure is going to be funded is not something that courts determine. That is determined by the executive.
Yeah, but what is your response to the public? I mean, I understand you say that everybody wants to live off the state and that kind of stuff, but I mean, you have general public discontent about this. Is there a way, just simply beyond saying, okay, we're going to take 12 cents off here, we're going to take 18 cents off here, to reach out to the South African public, and particularly Gautengers, Kosatu and other people, to say, how can we engage on this so that we can find a way of working together going forward?
Well, Vuyo, this discussion was supposed to have happened prior the construction of the roads. Sanral did put out a notice to say, we're going to be building these roads and these are tolled roads. Citizens, the media included, kept quiet. 5 years down the line, people come back and say, let's engage. Now we understand where people are coming from. It's not nice to part with money. We understand that.
Yeah,
right.
but it's a different global economy. The price of petrol is like 13 Rand 20 and those kinds of things. So, 5 years ago, but 5 years later, you have a public that is angry with Sanral anyway. Is there not a responsibility in your view, from a communications perspective, to say, let's find a way to engage with South Africans because they are your customers still? And
we have done that. Towards the end of last year, there was an interministerial committee that was set up by Cabinet, chaired by the Deputy President. He held a series of talks with South Africans, with business, with Kosatu, with churches. So government has reached out. In terms of dialogue, government has reached out.
So are you saying South Africans are being unreasonable?
I think we need a mature discussion as South Africans. We've got a responsibility to build this country. It's not just about roads. We are building a country. Right. We've got a responsibility to have a very mature discourse about it. What are you and me going to leave our children?
So what
we can choose to leave them dilapidated roads.
Yeah. What would mature mean in this context? 5 years later, the public is still angry. I mean, there are issues around the beneficiaries of the construction of this, and particularly the people will benefit from the tolling money itself. And allegations have come through about that, and people have not been satisfied with the answers that have been given by Sanral. Who's going to benefit? Where is the money going to?
Well, we've had these stories about money leaving the country. I think that's a very pedestrian argument. Every time you and me buy a car, a great deal of that money leaves the country. Every time you and me use a phone, a great deal a cell phone, a great deal of that money leaves the country. So let's not have a pedestrian discussion.
So are you
about
confirming
these
this?
things.
Are you saying when people pay for these tolls, 18 cents, 30 cents here and so on, some of that money will leave the country? Are you confirming
Yes, because there have been foreign investors. This
Yeah.
20 billion was raised in international markets.
Yeah.
We've got to repay that.
Yeah.
Right? So that money is going to leave the country.
Yeah.
Some of the technology, we had to import it from overseas. We've got to redeem those debts. So the money is going to leave the country. But there were local partners in the deal who have since, I'm told, reduced their stake in the contract.
What do you mean?
For
have
whatever
reduced
reason.
their stake?
Well, they used to have, I think, 30% or so shareholding.
Yeah.
They've sold quite a number of
What
those
percentage
shares.
is
I don't have the figures, but I know that they used to hold close to about 30%.
Yeah.
They have sold a significant portion of that to their international partners.
Not even to South Africans. It's been sold off to international
Well,
partners as well.
in business, Vuyo, if you and me were there to take up the shares and we could raise the money,
Yeah.
we're free to do so.
Yeah. It sounds like more and more milking of South Africans.
I don't think it is. I think that would be a very irresponsible statement to make. South Africa is not an island entire unto itself. South Africa is open to foreign investment.
Yeah.
We complain about lack of foreign direct investment. And when the investment happens in South Africa, we are the first ones to say the money is leaving the country. This country is sitting on billions of rands. Right? Banks are sitting on piles and piles of cash. They are not investing in the local economy. When foreigners come and invest, we are the first to complain.
Yeah, we've not been able to persuade South Africans to invest here. So rather take the money and cash flight, capital flight, as it were.
There are benefits.
Yeah.
We've built a very fantastic freeway.
Yeah.
Right? You look at the interchange around Allendale. Remember the gridlock 5 years ago there. Look at the interchange. Look at the benefits to business. If I'm an accountant and I live in Johannesburg, I'm doing business in Pretoria, and I save an hour, and I
That's
charge
really
600 rand an hour, it saves me money.
All right. Vusi, thank you very much. Vusi Mona is spokesperson for Sanral, joining us here on Morning Live, talking about e-tolling. You may want to comment about the issue. Tweet at Mbuli Vuyo. That's where we are. When we come back, something